Hey everyone. Yeah. Um. Thought I'd. Hold on. There we go. Thought I'd give my thoughts while I can. My mom's gonna be coming home early, as I pretty much predicted. Probably by at least 4:10 or four. In the next. Let's see. She left about 3:17, so I see within. Yeah, within about an hour or so, give or take 15 minutes out of that. But anyway, I thought I'd kind of talk about the college bowl season. I never had a chance to do that just yet. I've been busy working and stuff, so I haven't really had a chance to kind of give my thoughts on the college bowl season that's taking place. That starts a week from this Saturday. Now, we all know that the only difference about this bowl season, college bowl season, among any other college bowl season, is the fact that two of the bowl games of the elite, as I look at it, two of the elite bowl games um, are going to be played not just as bowl games. I mean, they'll still be treated as such, but they're also going to be treated as semifinals. It's like, okay, you're the Rose Bowl champions, and you're the Sugar Bowl champions, and guess what? You got one more game. You got to meet each other. I mean, I understand it's kind of similar to what they do in the Final Four. It's like when you win the Final Four, you get in. Simple as that. It's like dot dot dot. So, but you're using bowl games. I mean, pretty much the Final Four is like, okay, you have your South regional winner against your West regional winner, your East regional winner against your Midwest regional winner, and then that's it. And then whoever wins out of those regions, between those two regions, meet in the national championship. This is basically like, hey, whoever becomes the Sugar Bowl champion and the Rose Bowl champion, you're going to meet for the national championship. And it sounds like a good concept. I just, honestly, in my opinion, don't see it lasting as long as it's been penned out for or signed on to last. I don't even see it lasting, going into the next decade. I really don't. Especially with the controversy that's already started. So anyway, we'll get into that in a little bit. Let's run down the bowl games here. Now I've tried to pay attention as much as I can to college football a little bit, but I've been working a lot, and sometimes we're working during the day on a Saturday and all that. So, but obviously a lot of these teams, the teams that I have kind of watched a little bit, kind of flipped back and forth on the channels, have basically done pretty well for themselves this year. So that's good. And obviously they're very deserving. Now, again, let's take a look at all the bowl games here and see where we go. Now, of course, just like every year, we're starting with the New Orleans Bowl from the Superdome. That's going to be on Saturday at 9 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern, which will be about 8 a.m. Our time. We got three bowl games happening that day. Actually, four bowl games, four college bowl games happening that day. Like I said, we got one that's at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern. It's the New Orleans Bowl. What a way to call it, and what a way to honestly kick off the college bowl season by basically kicking off early in the morning. But we have the New Orleans Bowl. In it, we have Nevada and Louisiana Lafayette. That seems like it could be a pretty good matchup and a nice little opener, right, for the college bowl season. So I would say nice selection there. Following that, this game and the following game will be on ESPN. Following that will be the Gildine New Mexico Bowl, the Gildine New Mexico Bowl, and it will be Utah State versus UTEP. And I would definitely say UTEP's going to have the home field advantage, even though it's being played in New Mexico University. But UTEP will have the advantage, home field wise. And that'll be on ESPN following the New Orleans Bowl. The bowl game that's going to be on ABC, the Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl. It's going to be Utah and Colorado State. It's going to be a rematch of it's going to be a rematch of former Mountain West Conference foes. Let's not forget, Utah used to be part of the Mountain West Conference, and now they're meeting up again. This time, Utah representing the Pac-12, Colorado State still representing the Mountain West Conference. So that's going to be really interesting, and that might be familiar to a lot of Mountain West fans that have been wanting to see that happen again. And then the bowl game that followed, then the bowl game later on ESPN. There's going to be 4 bowl games on ESPN. The one that comes on later on around the 2:45 Pacific mark here in California will be the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Used to be the Humanitarian Bowl. And that's going to be at 2:45 p.m. Pacific. And that's going to be Western Michigan and Air Force. It seems Air Force always finds a way to get in. It's pretty cool. But this time, I think, what is the third? I don't know how many times they've been up to Boise for a bowl game, but, well, better than having Boise have the home field advantage, right? So Western Michigan, Air Force, that'll be a real good matchup. And then to round out that first full day of college bowl games is the college bowl season. To round it out, we have a new bowl game. It is the Raycom Media Kamala Bowl, Raycom Media Camelin Bowl, out of Montgomery, Alabama, being played at Crampton Bowl. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. That'll be the one that rounds us all out at 6:15 Pacific. It's going to be Bowling Green and, in the first bowl game ever, South Alabama. So South Alabama obviously having a good season this year. I think surprised people. They get a bowl game and they're getting Bowling Green in the inaugural Raycom Media Camelin Bowl to round out the first day of the college bowl season. Then, 2 days later, because of course Sunday has to be dedicated to the NFL, on Monday we have one bowl game, and that'll be the Miami Beach Bowl, the inaugural Miami Beach Bowl, which will be played in Marlins Park. That's right, Marlins Park will take the Miami Beach Bowl. It's going to be BYU and Memphis. Now this will not be the, I'm just taking my time there. Now this will not be the first time that a baseball stadium has hosted a football game. A lot of stadiums do that, so that's going to be pretty good. BYU, I've always liked them. I'm kind of still curious as to why they want to be an independent. I've got a feeling they might go with another conference down the future. And Memphis, they're always a good team, so I would definitely look at that one to be a classic, maybe a Miami Beach Bowl to be followed, or at least attempted to be topped and followed for years to come. Following that, the next day we have one of the bowl games I kind of like. I like the name of it. We actually have 2 bowl games the next day on a Tuesday. We have the Boken Raton Bowl, Boca Raton Bowl. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's going to be Marshall in Northern Illinois in that inaugural bowl game. And just like with Utah and Colorado State in the Las Vegas Bowl, this is going to be a rematch of former MAC foes, Mid-America foes. That's really interesting. So that's the Boca Raton Bowl, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's going to be in Florida at FAU Stadium. Then the one that rounds out that doubleheader of bowl games on that Tuesday, it'll be the San Diego County Credit Union Paseta Bowl. Navy back in the bowl game again against San Diego State, which is pretty much playing a home game. Yeah, kind of in that same category that Boise State would always get when they would get invited to the bowl game on their turf. So yeah, San Diego State pretty much playing a home game against Navy in the Paseta Bowl. Then on Christmas Eve, I think we have 2 bowl games on Christmas Eve. Let me check. Yes, we do. We have 2 bowl games. We have the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, which will be played in Nassau, Bahamas, at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, the inaugural Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, and that will be Central Michigan and Western Kentucky. Really interesting there. Hope they have a good game, and they might. Hopefully, it's a success to it. We'll get more international games as well, international bowl games, and then rounding out the Christmas Eve day of bowl games, it will be one of my personal favorites, the Hawaii Bowl, formerly known as the Aloha Bowl. Fresno State, which everybody is behind here in the Central Valley, goes to Hawaii and they face Rice. And again, that rounds out that day, the Christmas Eve day of bowl games. Then, the day after Christmas Eve, we have not one, not two, but three bowl games. We have the Heart of Dallas Bowl. The Heart of Dallas Bowl being moved from New Year's Day to, like I say, being moved from New Year's Day to the day after Christmas. The Heart, which is the now known as the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. It'll be Illinois and Louisiana Tech. Following that will be the Quick Lane Bowl, which was formerly the Little Caesars Bowl. It'll be the Quick Lane Bowl out of Detroit. It'll be Rutgers and North Carolina. And then to round out the day after Christmas day of bowl games on the 26th, to round them out, we have the Bitcoin St. Petersburg Bowl, North Carolina State, and UCF. So again, they will round out the December 26th day of bowl games, the day after Christmas. And then, December 27th has not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 bowl games on December 27th. That's going to be a heck of a day of bowl games. Yeah, just checking my time there. That's going to be a heck of a day of bowl games, folks. But starting us off on December 27th, we will have the Military Bowl. That's right, we'll have the Military Bowl be at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. It'll be Cincinnati and Virginia Tech. Following that on CBS will be another one of my favorites, the Sun Bowl, which will be formerly known as the John Hancock Bowl. It'll be Arizona State and Duke. Then later on ABC, we will have the Duck Commander Independence Bowl, Miami and South Carolina. And then on ESPN, we have the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. It'll be Boston College and Penn State. Penn State in a bowl game. That's right, the suspension was lifted. It'll be Boston College and Penn State. And then to round out the December 27th day of bowl games will be another personal favorite, the Holiday Bowl, and a good matchup here, Nebraska, USC, which I think is going to be a show stealer as far as the mid-card lineup of bowl games go. So yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. So if you're in San Diego, I would recommend going to see that game, because if you want to talk about a potential Rose Bowl matchup in the future, Nebraska USC, doesn't matter if that's a Rose Bowl game that's being played as a semifinal, or like it's going to be the following College Bowl season as a regular bowl game. That's a preview of what's to come, and I think you will like it. And I'll be back with a second part after this.